This video is titled Preparation EH, and you're thinking Preparation H, but what's the E? No, we're not talking about hemorrhoids, although sometimes it's a pain in the butt if we don't prepare properly. It's Preparation Empty Home, and I think women of a certain age, maybe around my age, maybe, I can't speak for all women, but weren't quite prepared for an empty house. Or, in the case with my life, parental estrangement. I don't think any of us prepared for it. And I'll kind of tell you something I thought about today. A few years ago, when I was doing photography, I was sitting on it was a beach area, um, and I saw this little girl. She was 3 years old, per se, and she was quite far from her mom. And I thought, oh my gosh, like the mom in me, I said, oh no, get closer, hold her, keep her tight. And I just kind of kept an eye on her because I tend to do that if I see children alone in public places, just to make sure they're safe. I can just sit by the sidelines and make sure they're okay. And so I just noticed she was pretty, I saw pretty far. Her mom was pretty far in the distance. Maybe she wasn't that far. Maybe I was just overreacting. But anyways, mom finally caught up and I said, oh, you're just little, your little girl's just so cute. And she's a free spirit and she's wonderful and she likes to explore and we just keep an eye on her. And the mom and me kind of wanted to hold her, wrap my arms around her and just say, it'll be okay. But then I realized she was preparing for one day that she would have an empty house and her daughter would go out into this world. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm a mom of two daughters and they're 18 months apart. I never really let them too far out of my sight. And it's not just because we lived in, heavily populated area or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's because of my past traumas that really affected me from wanting to protect my daughters. But I had a very difficult time allowing them to be too far from me. And so I wasn't prepared for an empty house. I wasn't prepared for them to go because I think the parent in all of us wants to protect our children like the mama bird. We want to protect our babies from the storms. And so this little girl, I called her Samantha the Explorer, was allowed to go freely kind of do her own thing without fear. And her mom was not only preparing herself, but she was preparing her little girl to be out there and to take chances. Even at the age of 3, she was learning survival skills and learning how to interact around other people. So I don't know about you, but for me personally, I just want to say that I wish I had more of a mindset to say, you know what, my daughters are going to be okay. Maybe I can loosen the purse strings a little. Maybe I can loosen the leash. Maybe, let them go off and do their thing. And maybe keep an eye on them from afar and let them explore and let them take chances and dip a toe in the water without me holding their hand. So, to all of those who have young children, I don't think it's necessarily bad when we allow our children to be a little bit further our little bubble. I'm not telling you what to do. All I know is if we don't do that and they leave, it's really tough because the first thing we want to do is run and grab hold of them, say it's going to be okay and I'll protect you. But there comes a point in time when they have to make their own decisions and do things in the world that they should be doing in the first place. So this is just a suggestion. You can do what you want. I try to take my life, throw it out there to try to help other people so they don't go through the same struggles that I went through when my children decided to cut ties. So anyways, that's all I wanted to say, and I'll be back.